Welcome everybody to Three Rivers Karting here in Leetsdale, Pennsylvania. Today we are going to be doing an endurance race, and the qualifier is about to go out. That is 7 drivers, I can count. 7 drivers going out for their qualifying. 7 drivers, 7 different people. I have an echo right now. I definitely need to mute this. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Currently out in front. All spots still available. I do not have a link here. Currently out in front, we have Cecil following Jabubby, which my screen just went away, so we're waiting for the first lap to go out. And so, yeah, so this is the first live stream for Three Rivers Karting, at least for an endurance race, so bear with all the different technical difficulties right now, as all of these drivers are now going to set in their first laps here. Ender Beast in P1 with a 17.4, 7-minute qualifier for all of these drivers here, so they will all be getting a fair chance to try and get their lap times in. A. Weber beats it out with a 17.3. So one thing that has changed is now there is actually a new track layout. This is track layout 5, and so Jabubby actually goes in first place. That's Joel with a 17.2. Ender Beast beats him and goes into P1, 17.1. So this track is going to be developing over the following few laps here. Ender Beast is in kart 1, and it appears, there is actually some understeer moments going on into turn 2. But as I was saying, the track has just changed last night to this track layout number 5. So you got the front straight there, if you can see that NASCAR. So instead of having a curve there, there's actually just a straightaway. And the thing that has changed from the previous layout is that there is now not a back section. So there is just a double hairpin. And this is the fastest track that Three Rivers Karting offers, as Luke slams it into the wall a little bit after that flat out turn 1. Right now, nobody's in the 16s yet. We're just gonna have to see if anybody can actually set nice times here. Luke jumps up the grid a little bit, setting a 17.3. So right now, Ender Beast is actually in first place with a 17.1. She is our youngest driver out there today. She actually now just set a 17.0. She is our youngest driver out here today. I'm not sure her exact age, but I know that she is still in grade school. So we'll just have to see if the younger girls can beat all of the older guys here, as she actually sets the fastest lap once again with a 17.043. 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in this qualifier here. 17.099 from Ender Beast, as Luke actually brings it up into 4th position with a 17.25. This track is definitely starting to develop, but those tires are starting to heat up. It is a hot day out there outside, so the inside of this warehouse is quite toasty. Fans are on the track, but I don't think that'll make too much of a difference. Once again, nobody's in those 16s. Just as I say that, A. Weber goes pole right now, provisional pole at a 16.961 with 3 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. So he is our first person into the 16s, beating out Ender Beast, who has now been demoted down to 2nd. Joel is now in provisional P3 with a 17.1. It's definitely great to see all of these different drivers here. There's actually 10 different drivers. Holy cow! Somebody gets a little bit squirrely through turn 1. That's actually Ender Beast trying to go up the inside, and number 15, kart number 15, which that's going to be Farron, who is one of our back markers here so far, actually in last place so far. He's trying to get out of the way of Ender Beast, but Ender Beast is just getting through. So 3 minutes remaining in this qualifier here in Leetsdale. Fastest time right now is a 16.961. I'm excited to see what these drivers can do. As I was saying before, there are actually going to be Let me think. How many drivers? There's actually 10 drivers here tonight, so 4 teams, excuse me, and there's going to be 4 single drivers. So the single drivers are definitely going to be interesting. As Enderbeast actually goes into the 16s. I missed that. My apologies. She's just outside of Weber. I already forgot what I was talking about. I apologize, but anyway, going back to the times, look how close 3rd and 4th are with Cecile with a 1:34, Luke with that 1:33. So every thousandth of a second really counts around here, as you can see with these lap times. As actually Farone gets out of that last place position and is now in 6th. Pulls down Pittsburgh into 9th. Excuse me, 7th. A. Weber sets an even faster time. Enderbeast with a 16.9. Excuse me. We get some water here pretty soon. Enderbeast with that 16.948 now. Beating out Weber as a 16.957. Let's look at the front here. These two drivers are going back and forth with only 9 thousandths of a second in between them. A. Weber goes pole with 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining with a 16.89. So we're actually going to see A. Weber is actually now stuck in traffic going through the hairpin. And let's see if Enderbeast can beat him. Enderbeast has a bit of room in front of her here. See if she can make anything any moves happen with only 45 seconds remaining in this qualifier. So these drivers are really gonna have to try and get their times in. Especially, oh, there goes Enderbeast beating out Weber by 4 thousandths of a second. Some great driving from these two people, going back and forth with the final lap going with 27 seconds remaining. Let's see if Weber can beat out Enderbeast. Once again, 4 thousandths of a second. Enderbeast goes in 16.944. Weber goes at 8.96. These are their final laps. They are both in clean air. Weber going across the line cannot improve. So Enderbeast is going to be your pole position with a 16.886. Some great driving, so close. So these are your final results. Enderbeast in first place with an amazing time of a 16.886. Weber not far behind with a 16.89. Luke in third place. Joel in fourth, who's Jababi. I'm going to be referring to him as Joel. Cecile in fifth. And Pittsburgh, I believe, within sixth or Farone in sixth with Pittsburgh in seventh. So that was your qualifier here at Three Rivers Karting. That was very close between the front two drivers. I mean, there, you can see them on the screen there. Enderbeast and Weber are both very, very close. So it's going to be interesting off the start to see exactly what they can do and see exactly what kind of times they can actually put down. So that is your qualifying here. We're going to take a quick break real quick in between qualifying and the race here. Be right back. All right, everybody. So I am now back. I have 2 waters by my side, and I'm ready for 45 minutes of this relay race, is what they call it here. But it's just an endurance race up here. So called a relay race. So the thing, I'll go over some of the rules that you guys may not know at this current point in time. So the thing is that these drivers, excuse me. Excuse me, I was just talking to the owner there real quick, but so some rules that I just wanted to go over real quick. So this race is 45 minutes long, I believe. The previous one that I did was 45 minutes, and the one before that was 50 minutes. So I'm pretty sure that this is just going to be a 45-minute race. So there are mandatory 4 pit stops. So that's something that might be a little bit different than what you're kind of used to. So these are going to be like old Formula E's type style pit stops here. So basically what the drivers are going to do is they're going to go into the pits, which is over here. So go ahead and change the camera up. So that's the pit lane right over there. All right, so they're going to go in, excuse me, yeah, sorry about that. Go into the pit lane, hop out of their cart, go into a new cart that's assigned by any of the people who are down in the pits there. And then they're going to be hopping into that new cart, buckle up, and come out of the pit lane right here underneath there, follow that line, and then go out and start racing again. So they have to do that 4 times throughout the race. And that's definitely something that strategy is going to play a big role in. And a lot of it is just on the fly strategizing. So a lot of the things that is, that's definitely something that's really going to play into factor, is that there's going to be an average of 9-minute stints. So these carts normally run for 7 minutes for normal running. So you'll be out for 7 minutes, and then for the Rive and Drive, it's a 7 minutes, and you'll be done with your $20 race there. So looks like they're getting the carts ready for this relay race, endurance race, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go over the top 7 drivers, or the top 7 teams right now. And first we got Enderbeast. Second place is Weber. Third is Luke. Fourth is Joel. Fifth is going to be Cecile. Sixth is Pitts something? Ferrone too. And 7th is going to be Pipsburg, who's actually a YouTuber. I'm not entirely sure of what his YouTube channel is. I think just look up Pipsburg on YouTube. He has about 18,000 subscribers, so he's a local here, and go ahead and subscribe to him. But he's going to be actually rounding out our order, which he is going to be teamed up with one of our fastest drivers here, whose name is Rat Miata. He does have, indeed, a Rat Miata, but I'll probably be referring to him as Drew. He's going to be starting for Pipsburg, and they are starting dead last, so it's going to be very interesting because it's going to be one of the fastest drivers out on the grid teamed up with, unfortunately, one of the slowest, who slowest is going to be used in this race as a general term. He is not slow. 17.4 is not a slow time. So the drivers are actually getting into their carts right now. As you can possibly see on the far end of the pit lane, all 7 drivers are standing around their carts. Of course, we are waiting for Joel to get into his cart. We're always waiting for Joel. And I can't wait for this race to come underway. So they did actually change up the carts from what was originally set. by the computer there. So it looks like Enderbeast is going to start in cart 17 with Weber in cart 5, Luke in cart 7, which is my personal favorite cart here, but everyone has their own personal favorite. And then we got Joel in cart 12, Cecile in 18, Farron in 20, and Pittsburgh, who's actually going to be Drew, like I said before, in cart 19. So all of the, I just want to mention real quick that we have a special celebrity guest here who actually has all of the track records. Nicknamed Princess. We have Wags in the building here with his beard and all, with his nice flag there, trying to make everything nice, as you might be able to hear Daryl saying hi to him. But he's got a chair. He's ready to go. I believe he's going to be probably checking out the pit stops, as he is actually going to be in our blind spot. He's just in line with the rail there. He's going to be sitting right there, right outside of the pits. So I'm actually going to... He is moving his spot. Where is Wags heading? Where is Wags heading to? He's going to the hairpin. He is walking towards the hairpin. He is now past the hairpin on the dirty gravel, the dirty marbles there. Where is Wags going? And he is all the way out at the outermost part of the track, it looks like. Wags is going to be our official all the way out there. So he is not going to be checking out the pits. He is actually going to be all the way out past the double hairpin. So we found Wags. We're still waiting on Joel. We are still waiting on Joel. As you heard the normal Drew scream Joel there, we're going to change this camera back. So there we go. We just heard a come on Joel from the pit lane. So these drivers are ready to get underway here. And yes, I was talking about men walking, and they are still walking around the track. We got all the officials all around the track and trying to get in their spots while we're waiting for Joel. Who else would we be waiting for other than Joel? Oh, there he comes. He has emerged. Joel has emerged. There's our final man in the soccer jersey there. I believe that's Manchester United. Still getting ready, still sitting down in his seat, doesn't have his helmet on, doesn't have his gloves on. We're still going to be here for a little while. I mean, we're still waiting on Joel. He's got his helmet completely off at this point. Obstacle course racing. Yes, that's definitely what's going to be happening there. Joel is he is our main YouTuber here. He posts a lot of videos of league night, so also go check him out. His name is Joel AC, Joel space ACIE. Go ahead and check him out on YouTube as well. He posts a lot of Three Rivers karting stuff here as well. So Joel's still putting on his seatbelts. We're still waiting. Still waiting for Joel. I mean, nothing ever changes. Endurance race, league race. What's the difference? I couldn't even imagine being one of those drivers in the seats right there. Just, knowing the track is getting cold, knowing that they're about to be starting. Wags is still walking around the track. Sorry, there he is. Say hi, Wags. He just mumbled hi, but there he is going down the straight there. He's now outside of the boundaries. I believe that's track limits. I think that's track limits there. I don't know about you. Oh, feet off the pedals. We got the official feet off the pedals. All karts are now in caution mode. And we are finally ready to get underway. Joel is now ready, so now the rest of us are ready. Here we go, 7 karts out on the racetrack. First place, we got Enderby. Second place, Weber. Third place, Luke. Fourth, Jabubby. Fifth, Cecile. And then we got Kenny, I believe, in sixth. Sorry, it's just really small on my screen. Sometimes I can't really see it. Ferrone, I don't know why I thought that said Kenny. Ferrone in sixth with Pittsburgh, who is indeed Joel in last place. So we're going to see if there's any racy situations that will emerge from this. And I can't wait to get this racing underway. I'm going to try to be a cameraman and a commentator at the same time. So we'll see how this actually works. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Excuse me for the camera movement. Once again, this is my first time doing this. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the first corner if I'm just going to have to stay with this 1X cam here. Some things might be a little bit far away to see, but so something else that's really a lot different is that the drivers are actually, the pit lane, excuse me, is actually going to be wide open. So they could just pit whenever they want. Oh, one other thing that I want to mention is if you see any drivers raising their hands, that means that they are just about to go into the pits. So now we are waiting for the first lap. When the lights go out, we're racing. And here we go for 45 minutes here at Leetsdale. Everyone gets a pretty even start going through turn 1. Everyone, nice screeching tires, no bumping so far, going through the double hairpin, which once again is new. There's a bit of a spin, and that's going to move him down into last place. So let's see who that was. That's kart 18. Excuse me for my terrible camera work. I can't commentate and do camera work at the same time, but now Drew has moved up 2 positions, and he is now in 5th place. So the front 4 are now in a bunch, all waiting as actually Enderbeast gets a whole bit of sideways, which will make all the drivers behind him get a little bit more bunched up. There's a bit of bumping in the front there. So in first place, we got Enderbeast. There's a little bit of contact there. Gets the switchback. Joel tries to get the switchback. He has the inside, and he is now in the running for 3rd position. Luke is on the outside now. He's going to lose 2 positions. He just lost 2 positions. Drew has already made up 3 spots and is now fighting for 3rd place with Joel. Enderbeast has a bit of a gap there with Weber, not too far behind Joel, then Drew. Then we got Luke, and then we have Ferrone and Cecile going side by side through turn 1. And it looks like that Cecile did make the move done. He is now up in the 6th position. What a race start. And that was only 2 minutes of driving now. And now the front 2 have gone away. The middle 2 have gone away. We got Luke in a bit of a bubble, and then the back 2 are in a bit of a bubble as well. So Weber now at the fastest lap is starting to gain on Enderbeast ahead. And Anthony is right on the back of Enderbeast, waiting for the correct moment to strike. Drew is also on the back of Joel here. They're both waiting for the right moment to strike. I believe Drew might make it happen right here. He does go a little bit of a bump to Joel, but he can't make the move happen. So he's gonna wait once another lap, and Joel got a little bit sideways, which compromises Drew a little bit out of that second hairpin. But now Joel is starting to catch the pack in front because they're starting to fight a little bit. Bit of a bump from Weber there going into turn 2, a bit of a bump going into the hairpin, and now Drew and Joel are now in the mix. This is working great for Drew. He has now made up 3 positions and is waiting for another one. He does not make the move yet, waiting for this clump to actually come together, which it is starting to beautifully. And now the front 4 drivers are all together. So at one point they were in a bit of a bubble, but now, as you can see by the camera, obviously, the top 4 are now fighting, with Weber pushing Underbeast a bit wide there, getting a little bit sideways, which just brings Joel even closer to the mix. I wonder when we'll be able to see these first people pit. So in my experience of karting, Weber is not the greatest at overtaking, so we'll see if his weakness might play in his favor if he pits a little bit early. Cecile in the 16.986. Great lap from Cecile there. So the top 4 is still in it for this first place position. I can't find my cursor. Oh, there it is. So now it's actually the top. Oh! As Weber gets a little bit sideways, Underbeast a little bit sideways, and now the top 4 are really in it. The 5th person is now going back to it, and we are 5 minutes into this race, and it's still really close. Top 6 now. 6 drivers in the mix here, all for first position. They could all work together to try and make something happen there. A big bump because of Joel is actually bumping him. They go side by side. It's 4 wide going into the double hairpin. Joel's on the inside, overtaking Anthony. With Anthony trying a little bit too hard to defend now. He's going to be on the outside again. He loses 2 positions. Drew is now on the inside again, bumps Joel a little bit. Joel still has the inside though. Oh, Joel gets a little bit sideways. And there's a big bump that happens there. And Joel gets the short end of the stick. Drivers going all so slowly. And Drew, who was starting in last position, has now found himself in 2nd. So what an amazing drive from him. And now Underbeast has a giant lead. Who is that in the pits? Kart number 20. That's going to be Ferrone. He's the first person in the pits. He changed out his kart. He's buckling up. Underbeast laps him for a 2nd time. Something wrong with her visor there. She flipped it up a little bit, but what a battle we had here. And we can see Ferrone has changed into kart 16. Wow, that was some action. You don't normally see that much action 5 minutes into an endurance race. And a bit of a spin out. Unfortunate for Joel, unfortunate for Anthony, because he got all the short end of the stick. He was in 2nd, now in 4th. When do you think is going to be the best time to pit? This is where I would ask my rhetorical question to my 2nd commentator, but unfortunately, I'm the other one in the booth today. So, we got Underbeast. That name keeps leaving my brain. Underbeast in 1st position, who has an amazing lead. She keeps flipping up her visor. I wonder if there's a bit of a visibility issue, a bit of a sweat issue. I wonder what's exactly going on there. Joel is getting around the outside there. He's getting a little bit racy with Cecile, who actually still has the fastest lap of the race with a 16.97. Gaining and gaining on Joel. Joel had a bit of a compromised line. And the drivers are now, oh, it looks like Cecile's trying to look up the inside there on turn 2, but does not make the move happen. And now, with that compromised line, he is still on the back end of Joel. Is Joel's kart, oh, Joel is now pitting. He still has his hand up. He can put his hand down. I don't know why it's up for so long. He's driving one-handed like a baller, absolute unit. And Joel is now going to dive into the pit lane. He is now on caution speed into the pits. And he's going to end up into last place, I believe. So we are now 7 minutes into this first stint. We only have 2 drivers pit. maybe his cart started dying. His hands are going up in the air. So you can see there in the bottom corner of your screen, Joel is now pitting. It looks like he is pitting into cart number 21, which is not the greatest cart here at 3RK, unfortunately for him. So the bad luck just keeps getting worse. And just some great driving from Drew. He actually just set his fastest lap of the race, going a 17.069 in second place. Only a 2.8 second gap to Enderbeast ahead. I mean, yeah, I apologize, Jaden, for not looking at your message earlier there. There's just so much going on, but yeah, not enough space for 4 carts, a bit of a spin out there, and unfortunately, Joel got the short end of the stick, and now it looks like, oh, Luke has pitted. Well, I was looking at it, and is that Drew? No, that's Enderbeast. Our leader is pitted. Weber is going into the pits. It's a mad dash for the pits, as we are now hitting the 9-minute mark. Let's see, Enderbeast's teammate, I'm not entirely sure of what his name is, but I will just keep, he actually has to get a junior seat out. And that's Cecile pitting. Cart 18, he is now pitting in. So let's see, who are our drivers still out? I believe Drew is not pitting yet. So Drew is now, he went from last to first, so the challenge is already completed. How long can he stay out here? How long does he dare stay out in this open air and wait for his cart to die? Let's see exactly what his plan is going to be. Cecile still with the fastest lap of the race. And Cecile is now up into second place, but he just dove into the pits. He's just jogging. I don't know why he's not running. There he goes. He's running now. But now that everybody is into the pits now all the carts are starting to separate a little bit. So this is where the lull starts. Drew is now going to the pits. Drew is now officially in the pits. This is the perfect, this is actually going to be 10 minutes out on the track for Drew. And going through the second to last corner, the final hairpin here. And now he dove into the pits. He is our last person to pit. So I am interested to see exactly where he will end up in the standings, which unfortunately is not going to be Drew. It's going to be the slower driver of the two, which he is not actually that slow of a driver, and it looks like cart 16, who is Ferrone, he is pitting again. Is he pitting again, or am I just, I don't know. I think he might be pitting again. He is in the pits. I wonder what happened there. I thought he pitted already. I don't know if you guys saw it at home there, but I thought he pitted. Very confusing from him, but right now it does appear that Pittsburgh is in the lead, but he has not come out of it. Is he not come out of the pits yet? His cart isn't going. His cart isn't going. There's an issue with his cart in the pit lane. Oh no, disaster strikes. His cart's now flashing. Oh, a disaster for Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, his cart would not go, and he just lost so much time. Oh, so unfortunate for him. Sorry for my bad camera work there, but it was just something that I had to swivel to. And now there is actually a bit of a scuffle here. Weber and Luke and cart 14. The cart 14, that is going to be a lap driver, which it doesn't matter about lap drivers. They're actually going into it. Second to last corner here. Too wide through the final corner. This is for position, I believe. Luke does have the inside. Weber giving him all the room in the world. And that brings cart 8 into play, which is Enderbeast. Enderbeast is now a him from the driver change. Enderbeast is now no longer a girl. And he is now all hot on the back end of Weber there. He actually lifted in the first corner, so I wonder if there's something weird with his cart or if he was just trying not to bump him yet. what, 15 into the wall a little bit there. Unfortunate. That's not going to find you any time there, but so the karts are now starting to get a little bit. They're starting to get a little bit closer together now. Just a tad bit closer. So let me take a quick look here at the board. We actually have Luke in first place. He now has the fastest lap of the race at a 16.961. Very impressive from him, as actually kart 14 gets a little bit spun out in that final corner there. Is this kart starting to die? I wonder why he's pitting so much. Or am I just trying to think of that same guy over and over again? But that compromises Enderbeast, who has now found themselves in 5th position. So we got Luke in first place, Weber in second place, Joel in third, Pittsburgh in fourth, Enderbeast 5th, Cecile in 6th, Ferrone in 7th place. Thank you guys for tuning in for these first 14 minutes of this endurance race. A lot of action has happened already and a lot more to come. We're not even a quarter. We are a little bit over a quarter of the way through this race. We're heading to a third of the way. So you don't want to miss the winner of this. It is still anybody's game here. Weber is only 1.14 seconds behind the leader, who is Luke. He actually gained exactly 1/10 of a second on Luke on that particular lap. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see these drivers and see exactly what they are capable of and see exactly what they can do for us here. What if they can put on a show, which it looks like there's a bit of a show happening through this, as they're going a little bit side by side through that second hairpin there. Whoa, what is going on with Kart 8 there? He's going all over the road. I'm not sure if that's legal there. A bit racy from Enderbeast there. No, he was really going all over the place. I mean, he's definitely leaving the drivers guessing on what exactly to do. Give him props for that, but Weber has now closed down the gap to 0.8 seconds. 0.9 seconds. Luke got a bit of a gap there, but Luke just set the fastest lap of the race at a 16.946. What is going on? What is Kart 8 doing? I am extremely confused. I don't know if anybody could explain to me exactly what's going on there, but he is just not driving exactly how you'd think he would. But Luke is now starting to pull a little bit of a gap to Weber. 1.2 seconds. He's back to square one again. That's crazy. I mean, Luke is setting, 16.906. He's still setting faster laps. I mean, Luke, he does have that clean air ahead of him. Nobody in sight for a long time. So he better use a lot of this time to try to set these really fast laps. Unfortunately, with that slow pit stop, Pittsburgh is now in 5th place. So he's not going to be, he's actually dropping down a little bit. He made a few mistakes, not too consistent. This is actually, this driver's third time down here at Three Rivers Karting, and first time on this new layout. So very impressive actually times from him. First time on Pro Speed as well. So big congrats to Pittsburgh there. So 28 minutes actually remaining in this race here, and I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying this at home. I mean, this is quite the race so far. I really couldn't ask for anything more for an endurance race, especially with electric go-karts, because not a whole lot of overtaking really happening all that much. So very exciting race so far. Post in the chat who your predictions are to win this race. I want a little bit of fan interaction here. Oh, Enderbeast is into the pits. I missed that. Enderbeast into the pits now. Cart number 9. It is the Enderbeast back into the cart now, going down the main straight. Nice safe release from her there. And now the woman is back on the track here. So I'm very excited actually to see exactly how much time they can make up, because they are actually now in last place. So started pole, and it's now last, and I guess that's just how endurance races be. I mean, Luke sets another fastest lap of the race at a 16.8. Those are blazing fast times, especially for this brand new track configuration that was only put into place 2 nights ago. 16.89, he is very consistent. He's definitely going to be a weapon during league this year. Stay tuned for some of the videos here that are going to be forthcoming. Joel makes his way up into second place. Joel is actually Weber pits. Weber is into the pits. Joel is now into the pits as well. I guess we are hitting that pit stop marker where a lot of the drivers are going to be diving into the pits at the same time. So, actually, who is that getting into a bit of a battle? Cart 4, who's Cecile, and we have, it's so hard to read the number from there. Cart 14, Ferron. So Ferron's actually a lap driver, 3 laps down. I mean, Luke is setting some extremely fast lap times here. I mean, absolutely insane. Maybe his cart's starting to die out a little bit here. He actually just set a 17.1. He is still in clean air. He might be stretching out the legs of that cart a little bit too long, maybe making a few mistakes there. No signal to pit in yet. 17.1. He is in the largest bubble yet. Joel's trying to defend from behind as Cart 15 is trying to get on him. Cart 15, of course, is Pittsburgh, who has found himself into 3rd place, but they still have to pit. So that is something that you really got to keep. Luke is now going to the pits. Your race leader, Luke, is now going back into the pits. So Cecile and Luke are on very similar strategies. So Luke is actually going to come out behind. Luke is going to, Pittsburgh were on pretty similar strategies. So Luke is now in the pit lane, hopping up out of his car, running to the new cart here. Let's see, Pittsburgh 1 lap behind. I can see him now going across the start-finish line. Can he complete this lap before Luke comes out of the pits? Very tense moment here. It actually looks like Cecile's going out of the pits before him. And that is Cart 14, Ferron, who is signaling to pit. Cart 14 going to pit, and that is your new race leader, Cart 15, I believe, who is in front of Luke. Luke just came out of the pits, but Cart 15 still has to pit, I believe. So let's see how long Luke can stretch the legs of this cart here. See if he can set those fast times again. Yep, there goes the timing sheet. Pittsburgh is now your race leader once again. See if they can make any faster laps happen here. 24 minutes remaining in this race. Cecile moves up into 5th place as Ferron goes down because of his pit stop. He is still buckling up his seatbelt, tightening the belts, making sure he's all nice and safe, as of course safety is #1 priority. Thank you, Crazy Russian Hacker. And we're going to actually see him coming out of the pits here. Is it going to be an unsafe release a little bit here? Oh, Joel has to avoid a little bit. A bit of a squeeze there. Very unsafe, very unsafe. Joel trying to go on the outside, and 12 closed the door because they expected him to take the inside. That was quite the incident between those two drivers. A bit of a miscommunication, and definitely slowed down Joel there, who was in a bit of a rhythm. Slowed him down by 0.8 of a second, which actually isn't as much as you might have thought. Driver 13, who is Weber, trying to follow Cart 20 ahead, going a little bit wide. Cart 20, of course, is Luke. And there goes Pittsburgh into the pits. Drew is now in the driver's seat. Cart number 7, once again, my favorite cart. Should see some fast lap times from him here. Let's see exactly what he can make happen. Buckling his seatbelts, putting those seatbelts over. He is good to go. Why is he stopped? What's going on? Does he have to serve a penalty? Is he serving a penalty? I believe Drew is serving a penalty. Unfortunately, he had to sit stationary for, that is almost an entire lap there. And now he's going to really have to make up a lot of time, as he now has the green flag, speed 4, and is out now in 5th position. Let's see exactly whenever the timing sheets will update if he can make any positions up. Yes, that was a very dangerous rejoin, Jaden. That was not something that you really want to see there. I mean, it was just a bit of a miscommunication from the two drivers, unfortunately, but we are actually past the halfway point now. Luke is still in 1st position with Weber only 0.2 of a second behind. You can actually see the 3-way battle going through the final corner here. Weber's looking a bit racy, but you got to remember Enderbeast, she is actually 3 laps down. She's going to try to unlap herself, maybe capitalize on a bit of Weber's mistakes, a bit too racy maybe. He's trying to go around the outside there, and Luke just simply closes the gap for him. And Weber is now a bit too far behind to make any moves happen. Weber is 0.39 seconds behind Luke. And I can't wait to see if they actually make any moves happen there. Remember, this is an endurance race, so every move will really affect the other driver's consistencies around you. So it does seem with that penalty, Drew is now in 6th place and is trying to make up as much time as he possibly can. The 3 drivers who were in a battle are starting to split up just a tad bit here, unfortunately. So we won't see any battling from them for at least a few laps, as actually, just as I say that, Weber's starting to close the gap a little bit. Weber at only 0.4 seconds, so we'll see if in these next few laps here, if he's going to either pit, because the pit window for the ideal strategy of 9-minute stints is going to open up at 18 minutes here. So we're actually going to see exactly if anything can happen. I was actually... Drew sets the fastest lap of the race at a 16.857. He is in a bit of clean air there, going through the hairpin, as you can see. The first hairpin, then the second hairpin. That is Drew, a lot of clean air. He sets a 16.9 again, trying to make up as much time as possible, maybe do a bit of an overcut on these drivers here, extend this kart out a little bit more, try to drive for as long as possible until that kart dies. So the stronger end of this grouping here will be out on track longer. I believe they actually still have 2 pit stops remaining because Drew did start the race. So that means Drew is going to have to end the race if they're only going to do 4 pit stops. That is Enderbeast in the pits now. They're getting kart 17 ready. Enderbeast running out of the pits now, as you can see there on the left-hand side of your screen. The junior seat is going in, and the junior driver is going into kart 17, losing positions as the drivers go past the pit lane here. Luke steals the fastest lap of the race, who is actually still in the lead, pulls a second gap on Weber behind at a 16.833. Drew basically matches him at a 16.839, 16.869 from Drew. Drew now going out of the straight there, and it looks like that driver number 17 is going to start going out, who is going to be Enderbeast. Once again, they did start in the final position there. So unfortunately, I mean, they started in first position and now they are in last position. So not a great race for them here. See if anybody can make up anything. Luke sets a 16.88. Not a bad lap time from the lad out there in first place, who now has over a second gap from the driver behind. And we are officially in a lull here, so 18 minutes left as Weber dives into the pits with the ideal strategy. Going to go another 9 minutes on this kart here, I believe, and then they're going to, yeah, he's actually in the pits here. See, Joel is now going into the pits, and Luke just passed cart number 12, who was Ferrone, trying to see if they're going to make anything happen there. And Luke getting his cart a little bit sideways out in front there. Luke has been out on this cart for a very, very long time. I mean, at least with what I can remember, 17-7 from Luke, because of course he had that overtake. He's going to be gaining on Weber ahead there, and he is right up on the tail of Weber. Weber was on the tail of Luke. Luke is now on the tail of Weber. So even with that pit stop, Luke is still 2 laps ahead. I didn't even realize that. Oh, excuse me. I just got completely surprised for absolutely no reason there. So Luke is 2 laps ahead from the pit stop of Weber. So that pit stop only cost him 2 laps there. I don't know exactly what happened in my brain there. I made a complete, okay. We're just gonna gloss over that fact. It's been a long race for me. I've been talking for 30 minutes straight, so. I already finished up a water here, and I'm on 1.5 here. Hopefully I don't lose my voice by the end of this, but. Oh, Drew's getting a bit racy on cart 12 there, trying to pass him. Cart 12, of course, is Ferrone. Pittsburgh. Joel is trying to make a move here. He's going to wait patiently until he's actually going to try to dive up the inside there. He gives him the inside. Drew thanking him as a nice sign of respect there, not holding him up as much. And that is Luke, your race leader, going to go into the pits now with 16 minutes remaining. His hand is up high in the air going down the pit straight. So your race leader, Luke, is now turning right into the pits. Caution flags out for him. And he knows exactly what lane to go into. Let's see if it's a nice clean pit stop for him. Stopping right on the marks, unbuckling his seatbelts, going up over the cart. Let's see, was that a penalty because he didn't go around the back end of the cart there? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, he was at the front. Nope, it's no penalty. No penalty, he's good to go. I wasn't exactly sure because Hunter was talking to him a little bit there. So where does this put Luke? Luke coming out of the pits now in front of Drew, cart number 7. Is Weber your race leader, or is Luke still your race leader? Let's see exactly what's happened there. Luke going across the pit lane now. Weber is now your race leader, 2/3 of the way through this race here in Leetsdale. So Luke had not the greatest pit stop there. I mean, I believe Weber still has to pit. Cecile is now pitting. But we'll see it. No, Weber has pitted. So Luke, who was your race leader for so long, had a pit stop that was 5 seconds, six or so seconds slower than Weber. So Weber, who was just, oh, there's a caution flag. There's a caution. I was looking at the timing sheet. There's a cart stuck. There's a cart stopped. This plays beautifully for Luke here, who lost a bunch of time. And his cart is now being towed back to the pits. Did he run the cart all the way until it died, or what exactly happened? His cart is now being towed back to the pit lane. I'm terrible with the camera, excuse me. I'm sorry about that, but this is really very, very interesting because this might be a long yellow. These carts are now stopped on the straight, and you know what that means? A brand new race start with a rolling start of all of these carts bound up. This is very interesting to see exactly what happened. Cecile was in the middle of his pit stop when the caution came out. So I wonder where that's actually going to put him. Is he going to be able to do a full lap, or is he going to start from the pit lane? This has never happened here. A caution this late into the race, and it was from a cart failure. The cart just died out on the outside. I wonder if he hit the emergency stop. I wonder if something mechanically really, really went wrong for that cart there. Cecile is coming out of the pits. I wonder. Very interesting here. So the clock is still running. So most of these drivers were going long on their pit strategies. And really, with this caution, they should have pitted. So Luke is actually in a great position now, because he just pitted. He has a fresh kart. So now we have kart 16. He is going around another lap to rejoin, and that's going to actually be able to have them unlap themselves by 1 lap, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what the timing sheets say. Those laps did count. So on the 101st lap here in Leetsdale, there was a caution flag. They're trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And because that kart caused the failure, they're going to be all the way at the back end of the pack. So not only are they 5 laps down, they're another lap down. Unless they actually unlap themselves, but let's see what's happening. So, okay, the karts are off. I believe they're starting their formation lap. They are on speed 2. We have 11 minutes left in this race here, so let's see exactly what's going to happen. Drew taking the shortest line possible, trying to bunch up again to Luke. Luke hits there's a bunch of karts hitting the barrier there. And let's see, it is green flag here at Leetsdale for the second time. Drew does not get a very great start out of the exit, and Joel is trying to capitalize on that. And let's see exactly where that puts everybody. Drew gets a little bit sideways. We got an 11-lap sprint here. A lot of these drivers, as Drew actually raises his hand to go into the pits, because he, of course, still has still has 2 pit stops remaining, I believe. Drew is diving straight back into the pits after the caution flag. So he is not going to have any contest to Joel behind. Joel gets a bit of a bad exit, giving Weber a little bit to look at on the back end of him. So Weber is in first place, Luke in second, Pittsburgh third, Joel fourth, Enderbeast in fifth, Cecile sixth, and Ferrone in seventh. So Weber, interestingly enough, is 1 lap ahead of Luke. Does that have to do with the caution flag, or was that already happening? I'm not entirely sure myself. But there goes Pittsburgh coming out of the pits in kart 10. Unfortunate timing for that caution flag for Team Pittsburgh. So they are now in 4th. They have found themselves in 4th place. Weber raised his hand. Oh! Raising his hand got him a little bit squirrely out of that exit there and hit the wall. That's not going to help his time for this in lap, as of course he wanted to be as quick as possible. He is now raising his hand for a second time, going into the pit lane. They are getting his kart ready for him. And he has stopped right on the marker, hurrying up, getting out of the kart now. Luke has just pitted, so of course he is now your race leader. Luke is now your race leader by, I believe, he just went across the start finish line. Weber is about to get lapped again, or is he? Luke going through the penultimate corner, going through the final corner now on the front stretch. And Luke is not going to be able to lap Weber. But Weber has a lot of time to make up with only 8 minutes remaining. Does Weber have another pit stop to go? Because I don't know if Luke does. Luke might have another pit stop. I wasn't keeping track. But let's see when these drivers decide to pit. Because, of course, that was a quite long caution for these drivers. Sorry, I just had to take a drink of water there. I've been talking a lot here recently. Well, we got 12 people watching right now. Thanks for tuning in here for this endurance race. Thank you for everybody who is watching here. And it looks like Luke is now going into the pit lane. He is raising his hand nice and high, which makes him go into the pits because, of course, he doesn't have complete control over his kart, which that is going to put Weber into an interesting position. Bit of a unsafe release there. Coming out of the pits, unfortunately. So Joel raising his hand nice and high, going into the pits with 7 minutes remaining. So now we have a sprint race to the finish. These are these drivers' final pit stops. Luke making his final pit stop now. And he is buckling up. Let's see how long this pit stop is. This really needs to be a good one if Luke wants to win this race. That was a great pit stop from Luke, already coming out of the pits. Driver going a little bit into the wall with kart 4 there. Maybe not so used to the speeds of these karts, as that's a bit of an unsafe release there. Kart 10 having the lift, but of course that is a lap driver, so I don't think that really cares. But Weber is now your race leader. He's had an amazing race so far. I believe he has all of his pit stops accounted for. Hopefully he does. Because if he doesn't, then Luke still has the title here as your Enduro winner. Very, very interesting. I cannot wait until we see who this race winner is, see the podium. Why was he pointing? Kart 16 was pointing to the first corner there. I wonder what that means. Are the officials going to take it as he wants to pit? Because he was just pointing forward. I wonder exactly what's going to happen there. Nope. The officials did not take it as he wants to pit. Why is he pointing his finger up towards the board? Is his kart not happening? Is his kart not going? That's correct, Ferrone. If you look here, Ferrone and Cecile, their laps are not being counted. Wow. Okay, so their bottom two drivers, they're stuck at lap 96 and 99, which that is when the caution flag came out. So I'm not exactly sure what happened there with their timing sheets, but it's not being counted. Very, very unfortunate for them, as their laps are just, yeah, that's just not a very great situation to be in, as having a technical difficulty such as that. But once again, 100, you just hit your 120th lap. 121st is what Weber just went on. And he just actually set his fastest lap of the race. 16.895, which is quite quick. There's a bit of a scruffle. Oh, going right into the wall. A bit of a pinch there. Didn't realize that she wasn't clear, Ender Beast, and just squeezed, who is that? I believe Ferrone into the wall. Man, this actually happened last week with Scooter Stu. Great, which I actually want to wish Stu. Oh, wait. That's Drew in the pits. Sorry, Stu. Just give me a moment. I'll give you a recognition here in a little bit. But Drew is now in the pits for his final pit stop. Only 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. So this is really going to be a sprint race. Let's see where he comes out of the pits. There goes Joel. Looks like Drew is waving to the fans there, saying hi to everybody. Luke with the fastest lap of the race, 16.765 out of nowhere. Whoa! What a lap from him. Just hit every single mark there. Caught me by surprise. That was an amazing lap from him. He's got to keep doing those and hope that Weber has a kart failure to get this race dub here. But Weber is on the fastest, not the fastest lap, the lead lap. He is definitely going to be a driver, once again, that you're going to want to look out for this league. Drew is looking racy against kart number 8 here, who unfortunately, once again, I believe that's Ferrone. His laps are not being counted. cart number 8 and cart number 9, and then cart number 6 following. So Luke is actually in one of the fastest carts here. That would explain why his lap times are so great. That cart set the whole lap actually for the endurance race previously. So, I mean, great cart, great driver, gonna make for a great lap time. 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining here at Three Rivers Karting. There is already a bit of a battle happening going through the penultimate corner. Drew trying to get past, and it's just losing so much time. He cannot find a way past. Let's see if he bumps him wide here. He does bump him a little wide with Luke helping him behind there. Luke, of course, is trying to run towards Weber. Not going to help him being in traffic there. Drew does get the inside, which will also give Luke the inside, and he's just going to have to yield all these positions. Get a bit of a pinch. Weber is going to try to unlap himself here. Can Weber? No, Weber's going to try to lap Luke for a second time. Weber, of course, is your race leader. 1 minute and 38 seconds remaining. Only got a few laps remaining. What a race we have had so far here. I just want to thank you guys all for joining in. Once again, Stu is going to be getting a kidney replacement or a kidney transplant or something like that. So Stu, if you are watching, I want to wish you the greatest luck in surgery, and hopefully we can see you back here in the fall. You are an amazing driver to race against, and not only race against, you're an amazing person and always someone I like to talk to. So I hope you have a successful surgery. Great job on getting a kidney, and hopefully everything goes well and you have a speedy recovery. With that being said, 48 seconds remaining of this 45-minute race, endurance race. It was an interesting one. It was definitely something that you really needed to be watching the whole thing for, as there was luckily stuff happening for the entire race. The white flag is going to be waved for Weber. He is on his final lap. We're gonna zoom in to the finish line here, and we're going to see our race winner go across the finish line, going through the penultimate corner. Your race winner, Anthony Weber. Anthony Weber, 137 laps, going across the finish line in first place. Second place, Luke. Third place goes to Joel. Fourth place, Pittsburgh, aka Drew and Pittsburgh. Ender Beast in fifth. Cecile sixth. And Ferrone in seventh. Unfortunately, their lap times were not counting. But here goes Anthony. Sorry for the shaky camera here, but I just need to give him a bit of recognition. When is his kart going to be off of the caution for him to do his victory lap? This is a very sad victory lap so far. I mean, come on, put him on speed 4, somebody. There he goes. It's speed 2, but anyway, good job, Anthony. Great race. Nice and consistent. Good race win there. Nice victory lap for you, and hopefully we can get a bit of driver interviews after this. That would be something, wouldn't it? So thank you guys all for tuning in, and I'm actually going to go ahead and talk to the drivers real quick. Stay tuned, and I'm going to ask them if they want to do any interviews with us here. So we'll just wait until the podium. I will not be able to actually see the podium, show the podium for you guys, but yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, I won't be able to show you guys the podium. It will be posted on the Three Rivers Karting page, so go follow them at Three Rivers Karting on Instagram, and it's the same, I believe, for Facebook. So I will be right back, guys. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys know if there will be any driver interviews or not. But thanks for watching this amazing race here, and I will be right back.
Live?
Yeah.
All right, so are you going to ask us questions?
Alrighty.
And we answer? How does this work?
So we got Drew right here, aka Rat Miata, who is racing under Pittsburgh. So he was at one point the fastest man on the track. So exactly what went wrong where you went from last to first and then dropped back down to fourth?
I made a mistake during the pit stops and got myself a penalty. That dropped us down quite a bit. I think we dropped down to sixth or fifth after that.
It was pretty far down, unfortunately.
Yeah. But through some consistency and some half-decent driving, got back up to fourth.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, you got caught in a bit of traffic there. I'm not sure how you got out of it because I wasn't focusing too much on that part of the race. I was focusing on the top two. But how did you actually get out of that traffic there?
First traffic, I think the racer just realized I was faster and let me by. But my go-to move for overtaking, especially on this track, as you well know, is doing a switchback, pushing them out a little wide through one corner, making sure that they go wide through the second one and diving to the inside and kind of putting myself in a position where it's either give me the corner or just give me the corner. Pretty much.
Give me the corner or we crash.
Yeah, kind of. Sentimentality. Give me the
Alright.
corner or we crash.
Well, thank you for driving today. We'll get your teammate up in here. So
There we go.
This is the actual Pittsburgh. So have a seat in the interview chair.
Hey, thank you.
So this is Pittsburgh here.
You guys probably recognize me from my world famous YouTube channel, Pittsburgh Views. There'll be a video of this on my channel as well.
Yeah. So an amazing drive from you today. This was your
Thank
third
you.
time out.
Yeah, I
Right?
appreciate that. This is the third time I've ever been here. The first time in an actual race setting, I just was here for my buddy's birthday party previously, so I never really was competitive or with the speed level. So it was awesome. I had a great time.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, you were out on Speed 4 and everything. Like, that was your first time out on Speed 4 today?
Yeah. And Drew invited me because he wanted me to keep him slow, but apparently I went faster than he thought. So we did get fourth place. We didn't get last. I thought for sure, I was going to start slow and taper off. That's my go-to move. But I actually got faster throughout the night, so I was happy about that.
You really had an awesome drive tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Only your first time out.
Yeah, a couple people mentioned that. I'm like,
race.
really?
Yeah, no, that
awesome.
was, you had some really quick times.
Yeah,
So-
I'm excited. It was great. I'm going to definitely have to come back, maybe try to get into the league stuff.
Yeah. Go ahead and plug yourself real quick.
Yeah, so check out my YouTube channel, Pittsburgh Views. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll bring Cecile in here next.
Yeah, well, I'm BT Clutch. I'm Cecil's partner.
What's your name?
BT Clutch.
BT Clutch.
That's what they
So,
call me.
where's your partner?
Oh, man.
He didn't want to be interviewed or something.
I
Did he
said,
dip?
hey, you coming up, and he didn't come up, so
So
I'll speak for both of
he was,
us.
he was racing under the name Cecile tonight.
Cecil, yes.
Cecil?
Yes.
Cecil, my bad. I
Oh,
was
no
saying
worries.
that wrong the entire night.
That's all right.
My bad about that.
No worries,
So,
no worries.
Was it at the end? Was it your times that weren't counting? Or
Those were his times.
his- well, yeah.
I guess the cart wasn't switched over in the system.
It was
and
during
then
the caution flag. Right after the caution flag, it
that
didn't
makes
start
sense.
up again.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So take me through this was your first endurance race, correct?
Oh, it was, yes.
So what was your strategy going into this, and how did it change throughout the race?
Just follow everybody else and try to keep up. Like I come here every weekend. So I like the track, but I try to hold off whoever's behind me as long as I can. And once they get around me, I'll just get right in line behind them. And I watch a lot of NASCAR. They refer to it as a rabbit,
Yeah, I
so
see
you
your.
follow the.
I see your.
Oh
hat
yeah, I
there.
got the Kurt Busch hat. But I'll just follow their line as best as I can, and then just see what I can learn from it. That's really my whole intention today, was just learn from some of these really good guys out here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's the best way you can get faster is learning from others.
Oh,
But
it was so.
for your
This was
first en-
so fun.
I mean, everybody here was really fast tonight, so it was a really good job from you tonight and
Thank
your
you.
teammates. So
Thank you.
unfortunately, he's not here for an
Right.
interview, but thank you for joining us
Yeah,
today,
not a
and
problem.
have a good night.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
All right, so what's your name?
Joe.
Joe. All right, so Joe was on Team Enderbeast tonight, who we'll be interviewing finally after him. So What was exactly going through your mind whenever you were trying to let people by on this front straight there?
I was just trying to let people by because I didn't want to be penalized or cause a traffic jam.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
thought it would just be easier.
yeah, I mean, it is easier, but I mean, some people would want a really nice race there, and the only way that you could race them is by doing that. So it was just interesting to see because you were like kind of swerving all over the place.
I was trying to let them by because I thought it would be, you don't lose much if you let people by,
yeah,
and you also risk not getting a penalty or giving someone else a penalty.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, you set down some pretty nice times today. So
Thank you.
and those will count for the best times of the year. So you'll probably up there. Well, it'll be her under her name, but yeah, I mean, I don't know who set the fastest lap between the two of you. It was her. So. But yeah, I mean, some great driving tonight. Was this your first endurance
Thank
race
you.
as well?
Yes.
All right, so a lot of new people for this race here. So thank you for joining us today, and
Thank you.
have a good night. And finally, we got another driver here, but we're gonna take Enderbeast here.
Greetings.
How's it going, Enderbeast? So you are actually a junior league. You one of the only junior leaguers here.
Joe's also
Joe is
junior
also
league.
junior league? I wasn't
Yeah.
sure about that. So Joe and you are both junior leaguers. So this is the first time that the junior league actually took part in an endurance race. So
It is?
I think so. Is this your first endurance race?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Similar to outdoors, so not
Yeah.
too much of a difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, the timing is pretty similar, but yeah. I take it you race LO 206 as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, anyway, a little bio about Enderbeast there. So, let's just go through your race. So you started on pole, correct?
For first time.
Yeah, you started first, right?
Yeah.
So, what exactly happened that bumped you down the grid a little bit?
Of what I heard based on people, I got the worst cart setup you could probably get that I've worked with. So that sucks.
Yeah, that does suck.
Then I'd been pushed around by I don't know who.
It was anybody behind trying to get past, so that's always just welcome to Adult League. So that's pretty
Yes.
much what's going to happen. But, I mean, you did an amazing job dealing with these Adult Leaguers here. So, I mean, you had a pretty great race tonight. So, I mean,
It was fun,
Yeah.
especially for first time.
yeah, you definitely should come back. I'd love to see you back here again. So,
Planning on doing adult league, but we'll see what happens.
awesome. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So, hopefully I'll see you soon, and have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
And are we going to have one more interview, or going to have one more? Joel Lacey himself. How you doing tonight?
Okay, how you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing all right. So
What do
Joel
we
has
have here? Which way am I looking? Which way am I looking?
That's the camera
That's
right
where
there.
I'm looking. I'm looking at
Here's
you.
your microphone.
Okay, let's get a little closer here. Let's get a little closer. Okay.
All right. So you started third.
Third.
ended
Yeah. Yep.
So you had a pretty good strategy overall because you started where you ended where you started. So it was a pretty
Yeah. Yeah, it was a push.
Mediocre.
I call it a push.
good push. Is this your first podium for an endurance race?
This
or-
is my first podium.
Awesome.
I've come close a couple times in the past with the endurance races, and just have some little bit of faux pas action in the previous couple of enduros. Try to improve upon it right now, especially with this double straight here, which gave me a little bit of trouble in the beginning with some of the slick tires, but once I end up getting some of the grip and figuring out who's in front of me in terms of the lap count, I try to execute some of my pit strategy with some of the faster races out there. So it ended up being a good race. Had a little action in the hairpin there with a pinch.
A little bit.
Had a little bit of cart death going on, so
Everybody has a bit of cart death.
yeah,
I
a little bit
think.
of cart death. Absolutely, a little bit of cart death, and but you know what? It ended up working itself out because if I had gotten in front of Drew on the pinch, on the pinch, I would have given up the spot anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually worked itself out. But I ended up losing a bunch of positions and then having to pit actually early.
Mm-hmm.
So since like my cart died, I tried to get out of the car as fast as possible because I was losing a distance from the pack of four that were already in front of me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But Drew did a good job coming from the behind and getting up the front, especially with a very, very short part of the race that he was battling to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had a different type of car, I probably would have been able to battle him off, or at least fend him off a little bit better than what I was trying to do, was try to get out of his way, since he did have me in the corner. But it ended up working itself out at the very, very end. But it was fun. It was
Yeah,
fun,
awesome.
and looking forward to the next endurance race.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be fun. Is there anything that you want to bring out from this race that you want to bring into the next one? Any strategies that you think?
You know what? That's a great question. I think it's kart strategy. It really has to be down that how I pit and how I'm able to get it in and out of the cart. They were definitely enforcing some of the seatbelt rules today, as they weren't really doing it before, and I was having some challenges there too. So I gotta practice at getting in and out of the cart with the seatbelts in different positions. Some of the ones that were a little bit higher, we had to act like we had T-Rex arms sitting
Yeah.
there trying to get out of it, trying to pull it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm watching the clock. I'm watching time as I'm trying to strap up. And the third pit, I ended up having a pit right at my rib cage. He pulled it down, Hunter pulling it down, and I just had to go because I'm watching my time and watching laps. And
Losing too much time.
it was losing too much time there, and that ended up being the thing that kind of really slowed me down. Thankfully, the other racer had a penalty, so I was actually able to get to third place because of that. So that really was in my favor. But I'll take third. Hey, it's racing.
It is racing. I mean, it's a podium position.
It's
you,
a
Joel,
podium
so-
position. I will take it. I tell my wife, hi wife, hi honey, love you. Say hi to my wife out there. What's up, baby? I got third place. I already texted her, so by the time she sees this, if she sees it at all, it's all good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for racing tonight, and I hope to see you again later.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hopefully, I'll be down here for another endurance race too.
absolutely,
Hopefully,
absolutely.
Maybe take part, maybe commentate. But
Right.
either is just as fun. One's cheaper than the other. But
One is cheaper, especially if you do it by yourself.
That's
You're
exactly it, yeah.
definitely out $100. But you know what? It's actually fun. So for everybody out there who's actually, I'm looking at the camera here while I say this. So for everybody who's actually really interested in doing karting, or doing axe throwing, or miniature golf, come to Three Rivers Karting. It is a fun place. One of the only tracks in the United States that can actually dynamically change their kart configuration. I believe we're up to 5.
this is 5.
five.
We have 5. We technically have 6, but they've never used it.
Right. So and there might be some in the works to actually do a 6th or 7th kart configuration to the track. But if you like racing, you like karting, this is a fun place. Come on out, enjoy yourself, and see if you can drop a fast time. If you see me, come say hello. I'm usually here every once in a while, especially for league racing. And everyone here is willing to help and give you enough support to help you run the fastest lap possible. And you have some new guys here who came in and actually did the karting as well. So before I take over the mic from Ryan here, I'm actually going to give it back and say congratulations, doing a great job with
Thank you.
with the commentating and the live stream here.
I tried my best. I drank
yeah.
2 bottles of water, so
Absolutely, that foamy mouth. Yeah, you're almost. It's almost.
yeah, it's all gone.
He's almost done with it.
That's my
so,
second one.
so I'm parched myself. So I'm getting out of here. Ryan, great job, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, do we have another person to interview today, or? Would you like? Yeah, let's go ahead. It may as well.
How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Well, I think understandably I'm a bit heartbroken. I think we had a lot of good laps and a lot of good pace. I think we tried to find the most pace out of the car. I think we were doing good with pit strategy. My team tells me I may have pitted a little early on my second pit stop, which led to the
cart,
incident you saw there with the third cart.
Yeah, exactly. What happened there?
They're telling me I ran long.
Okay.
I disagree. I'm gonna have to watch your footage here
How
to
long
find out.
do you know? Do you know how long you were running for?
I think I was pushing over 12 minutes.
That's a little long.
I
Yeah.
thought I was around 8, but we'll see.
okay.
Our team came up with a wonderful strategy. We crunched the numbers all night. We really thought we had this track nailed, and we have to just go over the data, make sure that I didn't screw up that second pit stop, and make sure that it wasn't just some kind of bad luck or divine intervention. But I want to thank the whole team today, the sponsors. Special thanks to Three Rivers Karting. Fantastic opportunities. They empowered me to do what I couldn't, what all I couldn't do out there. I am being told by the stewards that my transponder had an issue and that I lost 25 to 30 laps out there.
Yes,
and,
you did. I did see that. You were pointing up at the,
Yeah.
I think it was your teammate or somebody was pointing up at it, but 2 carts actually today,
Yeah.
after the yellow flag came through, lost transponding.
Yeah, I don't know what that puts me. I want to say some people are saying 4th, some people are saying 1st. Those people are wrong. I'll take a casual second, but
Casual second, yeah.
But I think all that means is that you know, I'm gonna have to come back out here and give it my best shot again. And that's all I can say. Another quick shout out to my engineering team and my sponsors, Kikuchi Racing, which made this all possible today. And we'll come back next time for a better result.
Awesome, yeah, I hope to see you again.
Thank
So,
you very much.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
Hey, you as well, and excellent work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any more people tonight? All righty, so I believe that is actually it. I am safely 6 feet away from somebody, so I can take my mask down now. Just bring this over real quick. So thank you, everybody who took part in this endurance race, first and foremost. Thank you to Three Rivers Karting, as a lot of people have said before. And I just want to say thank you for Daryl for providing a lot of the hardware that made this possible and for keeping this place open even through quarantine. Just want to give a special thanks to them and all the people who make this possible. And I just want to say thank you for everybody for watching. And I hope to see everybody again soon for another live stream that will hopefully be taking place. I will let you guys know what exactly is going to be, what streams will be taking place in the future. I will try to get the message out through my YouTube channel or through my social media. Maybe Twitter might be the best option, but Three Rivers Karting will also be giving out a lot of things for you to join and whatnot. So follow me on Twitter, which I don't know if it's in the description or not, but it's the same as my YouTube channel, The Rubik's Pilot, and I will be putting out whenever I will be streaming both virtual races and whenever I will be streaming real-life karting electric races. So thank you for everybody for watching one final